Welcome to the 2023 San Angelo Stock Show and Rodeo Ag Mechanics Special, sponsored by Proline Rentals, West Texas Steel, South Plains Implement, and Pitcock Properties.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2023 San Angelo Ag Mechanics Special. Over the next half hour, we're going to take a look at just a few of the hundreds of projects that were entered this year. Now I'm joined by Ben Brooks. He is a board member here for the Ag Mechanics Show. Ben, another great year up ahead.
Absolutely. Every year we get more and more students. This year, just with inclement weather, we're down on numbers. We had over 1,200 enter, had a little over 420 that actually got to the show, so we're very thankful for them. Another exciting year. I'd love to see these kids with a vision, just a pile of metal, but get their fruition, project to fruition, and they're so proud of it, and they'll tell you all about it. We welcome everybody here.
Yeah, exactly. And so we were talking about the projects. There are so many here. I mean, and all these different categories. You can basically find anything and everything at the show.
Sure. So we have everything from bits and spurs to these larger trailers, everything in between, barbecue pits, whether they're stationary or pool pits. We got all kinds of livestock equipment and tractor equipment. So just a wide array of projects, and these kids are super excited to show you.
Exactly, yeah, and we got to talk about these students because they range in age as well. Do we know the youngest, the oldest, all the way up to seniors, of course?
Yes, we have kids from 4-H age group, that can tell you all about their project. We were just visiting about two younger girls over here that are so proud of their project. So it gives you a breath of fresh air to come up here and see these kids that are proud of their project and so happy to show them to you.
Yeah, exactly, and I mean, we talk about that so much. These kiddos are just so driven. And it does give you that breath of fresh air. So what message do you have for folks, coming out here to see everything?
I think it's good, just in America today, to see these kids that have work ethic, they have a vision, they work hard at it till it's finished. They see the fruits of their labor, and it's just good to see them so proud. They can tell you every thickness of the metal, what kind of paint they used, and they will talk to you for 20 minutes if you let them. So
they will, but they're so well versed in their project, like you said, and we're talking, I mean, anywhere from dozens to hundreds of hours that they put in on these projects.
Yes, and some of them work so hard. Some of them have worked to just a few days before, just working late at night to get these projects done. And breath of fresh air to walk through here to see hundreds of projects. A lot of kids, they all say yes ma'am, no sir.
Yeah.
It's nice to see them so excited.
Definitely. Well, we are excited to go check out some of these projects, so let's go. Hey everybody, I am here with Keegan Wadsworth now. One of the only saddles I've seen here. How, we got to talk about that because, it's obviously unique. Some may call it a lost art. How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
I mean, you see a lot of people with spurs and stuff, which are important too. You need those, but you also need saddles.
So, okay, we got to talk about just how you came up with the idea, because I'm pretty sure you've used a few saddles in your time.
Yes, ma'am. Well, so over the summer, I was with my uncle, and he builds bronc saddles, and I've been needing a saddle for a while, like a normal just cowboy saddle. So I asked him if we could work on cowboy saddles like you would a bronc saddle. And so we ordered the tree from Del Rio, and then we just started working on it. And in about 2 to 3 months, it was ready to go.
Wow, that's amazing. So let's talk about, just the intricacies about it, because for folks who may not realize, there's a lot that goes into it.
It's everything you have to make is basically handmade.
Yeah.
So like all the stamping is handmade. You gotta go one at a time, and then most of this is like this right here is all hand stitched. The only thing that's not hand stitched is right here. But it's just a lot of time consuming and just
just doing
hands.
this already.
Yeah, stamping was literally just hitting it with a hammer in the right places at the right time, and then we water it, spray with water, and it's good to go.
There you go. Well, okay, let's talk about, you mentioned a little bit earlier, kind of how long it took, but let's talk a little bit more about, you know, that working with your hands, that staying focused, all of that.
So I cut everything out at once because I have to. It's pieces. Like I started putting in the ground seat, which is the base of the tree, and that took about a day. But then while I was doing that, I cut everything else out so that whenever it was time, I could just put it on piece by piece. Because if I didn't, it would have taken way longer.
Yeah.
Like
So you had a strategy.
somewhat. I mean, you can only do so much with leather. You got to hope it fits right with the spray, because you got to wet it everything before you fit it and stuff. But really, I just cut everything out and then just went piece by piece.
It already sounds like you kind of have, you know, the business mindset, the business strategy as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, I mean, is that something else that you learned through this contest?
So basically, yes. I mean, because at first I was just going to build a saddle for myself.
Yeah.
And then my ag teacher was like, hey, you should enter that into the San Angelo contest. Like, sure, I'll do that. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a whole different mindset now, because I was like, I can actually show people what I've done without like just seeing me at ropings, because I want to be using the saddle at ropings and stuff all the time. It'll last me forever. But now I can just enter it with people and show people what I've done. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool indeed. Well, Keegan, thank you so much for talking to us. Do you have any final thoughts or messages you want to share?
I don't think so.
We covered it all, right?
That's right.
All right.
Hi, my name is Reagan Hill. And I'm Cameron Hill. You are watching the Ag Mechanic Show, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Ozzy. Hi, I'm Colby. Welcome back to the Ag Mechanic Special.
Sponsored by Proline Rentals, West Texas Steel, South Plains Implement, and Hitchcock Properties.
Okay, everybody, now I'm joined by Campbell from Marble Falls. Now, this project is absolutely amazing. You see it instantly as soon as you walk in. It is fabulous. Tell us all about it.
Yes, ma'am. So this is the Smokehouse Outdoor Entertainment Experience. On the inside, you can cold smoke or hot smoke. I have 32 optional hanging points for any type of meat you have in there, as well as racks to go on the inside if you're slow smoking. Over here on the other side, I have a table as well as firewood storage. All the features you need to smoke any kind of meat.
That is amazing and so unique. How did you come up with this?
So my family has been smoking meat for generations, even before refrigerators were around, and it's kind of a lost art, so I really wanted to continue their legacy and something that's really important to them.
Wow, so really honoring your family
Yes,
heritage.
for sure.
That is amazing. So let's just talk about the process from conception to
Yes.
it's done, it's here.
It is. So I started planning and thinking everything through last February, so a year ago, right about this time, and then I started the building process the first week of August, so just about 450 hours, and it just came up from the ground from there, and I'm really happy to be here.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is amazing. Did you think, I mean, what is it like? Because I'm sure you put in all those hours and you're like, okay, it's finally done, it's finally here.
For sure.
What's that thought process?
It's a weird space to be in, honestly. Sometimes I picture it and it's just a bunch of 6x8 tubes on the ground, and then I look at it and it's all together now, and I'm really glad it's over, but I learned so much, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So.
Well, let's talk about what you've learned, because I'm sure there are a lot of life lessons.
Oh, definitely. I would say the biggest thing is attention to detail is the main thing I've learned, but all types of skill, from woodworking to metalworking, even from putting a slope on a roof to tying it into another roof. It's been amazing to learn all kinds of different skills.
Goodness. Yeah, okay, so we got to talk about that, because obviously we see so many materials
Definitely.
here. Let's talk about that.
So it's crazy. It started just from a water storage tank and then started adding on from there, but there's 6 different types of wood from all across Texas. I have pecan, I have 2 types of cedar, pine, and also mesquite. So a lot of wood going on in here, and then all types of galvanized metal, different sizes of metal, and all things like that.
Wow, so okay, are you going to sell it or keep it?
So I would love to keep it, but it is for sale, and I'm not really ready to say goodbye to it, but it'll get a good home, and I'll be happy wherever it goes.
Fantastic. Well, are you going to any other shows this year?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm going to San Antonio and Rodeo Austin, and I've been to 3 before this.
Oh, wow, but San Angelo is your favorite, right?
It is, definitely.
Definitely.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking to us.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Chase, I'm so excited for you. This is your first project. You got to tell us all about it.
So for my project, I decided to build a backyard storage shed that also serves as a well house at the new house me and my dad are building. I've worked with my dad all summer building our house, so I had a little experience with the tools and machines that would be put into the shed.
This is cool.
The frame, the materials I used for the frame was 2 inch by 2 inch 14 gauge for 2. The dimensions of this frame is 10 foot by 8 foot, which totals 80 square feet of storage and floor space. The front and back walls are 10 feet wide and 6 foot 4 inches tall, plus the door that is 6 feet tall and 71 inches wide. The side walls are 8 feet wide and 6 foot 4 inches tall. The roof is a give roof. There's 3 joists on each side, including the top of the wall. The span of the roof is 10 foot, which makes the run is 5 foot. The pitch is 2 on 12, which means every 12 inches the roof slopes 2 inches. So for a 5 foot run in a 2 on 12 slope, you multiply 5 times 2, and that gives you a 10 inch rise.
Oh my goodness, Jake, come right here. You gotta, that was a lot to take in. You just told me so many numbers. How long did it take you to learn all of that?
A week, 2 weeks.
A week? Oh, you are definitely smarter than I am. I'm not a numbers person. Is that something you like to do, is work with your hands?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So this is your first project ever in ag mechanics.
Yes.
What do you think of it personally? You like it?
Yeah.
Was it a lot of fun? Awesome. And you worked with your dad too. That is so cool. So, okay, this is actually, you're going to use this at your new house, right?
Yes, for a well house too.
That is amazing. So for anybody else out there who maybe they're 9 years old and they want to get involved in something like this, what would you tell them?
I don't know.
Yeah. Just do it?
Sure.
Sure, just do it. That's it's simple as that, folks.
The 2023 Ag Mechanics Special returns after this. Sponsored by Proline Rentals, West Texas Steel, South Plains Implement, and Pitcock Properties. Welcome back to the 2023 Ag Mechanics Special. Sponsored by Proline Rentals, West Texas Steel, South Plains Implement, and Pitcock Properties.
Okay, so another project you just can't pass over when you come in. I mean, it's a bright teal boat. What'd you call it?
Shallow water bay boat.
Shallow water bay boat. And it makes sense because where's Louise?
It's right about 30 minutes from the coast.
Oh my goodness, that makes total sense. So I think this is the only boat that I have ever seen in this show before.
Yes, ma'am. I wanted to do something interesting, so.
Well, you did that. You did
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Well, tell us all about it.
So it's a shallow water bay boat. I wanted to do something I was interested in, so I actually love fishing, and I thought a boat would be the perfect project. I did it the old-fashioned way, so it's actually made out of wood, completely covered in fiberglass, filled with foam, and everything. Yes, ma'am.
Well, it looks phenomenal. So let's just kind of go back to the beginning. Let's talk about the conception all the way through how many hours, how many weeks that you put in.
Yes, ma'am. So I started in June this summer. I spent basically my whole summer on it, and then I finished the boat hull at the beginning of October.
Oh my goodness.
And then I got it all rigged out by December, and I actually built the trailer too.
You did?
Yes, ma'am.
She can do it all,
Another trailer.
folks. She can do it all. That is phenomenal. So what has been the feedback that you've gotten so far?
So I showed at Fort Worth, and I got reserve grand overall at that show. And then at another show, I got grand in my division. So yes, ma'am.
So doing pretty good.
Yes, ma'am. Pretty good. Still got more shows to go.
Yeah, where are you going next?
Next, I'm going to San Antonio.
That is,
Yes, ma'am.
that's awesome. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what has been, I guess, your favorite thing about this project?
So it was definitely experience. I was not experienced with boat building at all, and so I had to learn everything. I researched as much as I could, watched YouTube videos, everything, and just the whole project. I mean, seeing it done, that's my favorite part.
Yeah, I mean,
And knowing that it floats in water.
and knowing that it was,
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
so you've actually taken it out.
Yes, ma'am, I have. So, it does runs good.
There you go.
This summer I hope to catch lots of redfish and trout.
Awesome. So are you keeping it or are you
Yes,
going to sell it?
ma'am, I plan to keep it.
Good, yes, I would definitely keep that.
Put so much hard work into it that I really like it.
Yes, for sure. I mean, okay, we got to talk about that too, just the hard work. You said you kind of basically started from scratch.
Yes, ma'am. Straight from wood, and then I fiberglassed it all, and it's completely sealed from the inside with epoxy resin.
And fiberglass is definitely itchy, so that was not fun. And then I used pour foam for the inside, you know, extra flotation, so if anything ever happens, it will float no matter what. And just completed it. I did all the accessories, like the cooler racks and the windshield, made all that myself.
Well, that is amazing. My mind is just blown right now. So we talked about, you know, your work and how you had to research everything, but as far as life lessons go, did you learn?
Yes, there were so many times I wanted to quit, but I was motivated. I actually had a bunch of sponsors and everything help me out, so that kept me going because I knew I couldn't let them down, and I don't know, I wanted to complete it. I wanted to do it.
Starting something, finishing it.
Yes, ma'am.
That is amazing. So let's talk about your history with ag mechanics as a whole. When did you start?
I started at my sophomore year of high school, and this is my senior year, so I've done it for 3 years. Last year was my first individual project that I did through the school. It was a welding booth, but this year I just wanted to go big or go home. So.
Well, you definitely did that. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Brody, I am so excited. I have never seen anything like this at this show. Your camping trailer, fully equipped. You got everything. Tell us about it.
So I made this camping trailer completely from scratch. It's 14 foot by 6 foot right here. And when you add the area up here, it turns into a 12 foot by 14 foot area. You can do whatever you want, keeping out the grass, dirt, bugs, rodents, bears, whatever you need. No.
Well, fantastic. Yeah, I see you've got your tent on top, so this is kind of a multi-purpose use.
Yes, ma'am. You can have four-wheelers, whatever you need. We actually brought kayaks and kept them in here.
Yeah. That is awesome. So how long did it take you to work on this project from kind of just conception to finish?
Conception to finish, it took us about the time of like 2 months, just working on and off. Altogether, if you count all the time together, I would probably say it took 7 days.
Oh wow, that's a lot. So, I mean, what was your initial thought? Is this what you planned? Did you have any kind of issues that you ran into?
My initial thought was kind of, I don't go camping too much, and I was thinking why I don't really do it. I don't like laying on the hard ground and stuff like that. The rocks and stuff, bugs, can be a bit worrying. So, like, if I have it up there, then I can be away from all that stuff and also still be camping, have lights and area to bring stuff in, like your ATVs and stuff to have fun, so you're not just sitting there.
Well, nice. So let's talk about your history with ag mechanics. Is this your first project?
I've been doing ag mechanics for like 7 years now.
Wow.
I've been doing it since middle school. I've designed like probably about 6 projects.
Wow.
And I show at most shows.
Oh my goodness, that is amazing. So what advice do you have for, you know, somebody maybe in middle school right now wanting to get involved in ag mechanics?
Just get into it. It's pretty fun. You can do pretty much anything you think of, and it's a really good gateway to get to know people. One year I actually designed a knife and got to meet some of the people that were in Forged in Fire, that show.
That's pretty cool,
yeah.
I'd say.
So you get to meet some really neat people.
That's amazing. Well, Brody, thank you so much for sharing your project with us and sharing that advice.
Thank you.
The 2023 Ag Mechanics Special returns after this. Sponsored by Proline Rentals, West Texas Steel, South Plains Implement, and Pitcock Properties. Welcome back to the 2023 Ag Mechanics Special. Sponsored by Proline Rentals, West Texas Steel, South Plains Implement, and Pitcock Properties.
Okay, folks, I'm joined by this wonderful trio from right down the road in Pretty. They have a huge project. You can see behind us a hydraulic squeeze chute. Tell me all about it.
All right, let's go. We used a 252 Miller-Matic wire welder set at 19 and 290, 75% argon, 25% CO2. 0.035 was our wire size, and 19 was our voltage, and 290 was our wire speed.
That's a lot of numbers and a lot of technical stuff.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That's amazing. So let's talk about the time that went into basically researching all that technical stuff and all those numbers.
Well, in total, we have about 2,300 hours in total in building the whole chute. And where we're from, there's a lot of hydraulic squeeze chutes around the area. So we just kind of went to all those other squeeze chutes and made our own little mold of what we wanted.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, let's talk about the actual function itself. So for those who may not be familiar with the squeeze chute, how do you explain it?
Well, it's basically a machine that gives a big old hug to the animal.
I love that.
So it basically just holds them in place so you can brand them, give the shots, warm them, and all that good stuff. Which basically gives a big old hug.
A big old hug. I like that. I like that. So, okay, let's talk again about the hours because I'm still floored. You said 2,300 hours.
Maybe a little over.
Really?
Yes. So we really, so we started this project in October. So, and we've just been working on it ever since October. So,
wow. That's so okay. We got to talk about, obviously it's a beautiful blue color. I'm sure the painting was a big part of it, but let's talk about everything before that.
Okay, so first, you know, you have to come up like, okay, what do we want to build? And his dad was like, well, I need hydraulic squeeze chute. And so we were like, okay, perfect.
We got you, Dad. We got you.
Yeah, so we were starting and we got some designs that we liked. And a lot of them, it was like, so whenever you look at a squeeze chute, some are for cows and some are for yearlings. And he runs both. And so he was like, I really want something where I can put a yearling in there and I can put a cow in there also.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, and we were thinking. And so that's why we have these little sleeves right here. These right here. And
they're adjustable.
Yes, those are adjustable. They'll go 4 inches either way. So if you're running a yearling, you can squeeze it, and if you're running a cow, you can unsqueeze it. And also, if a cow falls or a yearling falls, they're not sitting there choking. You can spread them out and let them get some air.
Right, right. Wow. So, I mean, y'all thought this through clearly.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness. Well, guys, thank you so much again for showing all of this to us and just for all the work that you've done. It's amazing. This project is phenomenal.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this year's Ag Mechanics special. For continued coverage of the San Angelo Stock Show and Rodeo, make sure you go to our website, ContraValleyHomepage.com/rodeo. We'll see you next year.
Thank you for watching the 2023 San Angelo Stock Show and Rodeo Ag Mechanics Special, sponsored by Proline Rentals, West Texas Steel, South Plains Implement, and Pitcock Properties.